just realized something yesterday. I just realized that some of these housemates actually carry a lot of similarities with some of our ex-Bbmzansi housemates. Take, for instance, Liema. I watched Liema in her terrible mood yesterday, and she completely reminded me of Erica. And then I tried adding two and two together, and it began to make sense that she and Jareed's situation currently in the house is very similar to Erica and Kid Wire's situation during the Bbmzansi lockdown season. And I almost gagged. Guys, see, there was a lot of conversations in the house last night about this girl, about Jareed, about how her foul mood completely affected the task they were given yesterday evening, and how it's beginning to spread around the house, and how it's beginning to make Jareed shrink so that their relationship will shine in the house. Guys, the conversations were actually real, and I could see where most of the housemates that were talking, I could see where they were coming from. Guys, it was a lot. And I have my own 2 cents as well to, add to those conversations. So we're going to get into it, all right? And aside that, there were also some conspiracies going on between our 2 favorite disruptors, Niwo and what's his name, Taki. And guys, every time these people have conversations, I'm always very excited. So let's quickly get into this video. You're all welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. For those of you that are yet to subscribe, please do exactly what you see on your screen, all right? Now quickly, let's get into the business of this video. Yesterday almost saw the end of the first sheep of the season. Yeah, Liema almost broke up with Jareed. Now, as I mentioned before, she was in a foul mood. She was really upset, and it was quite funny because earlier in the day, when they had had the dance competition, she had been okay. She had been in a good mood. As a matter of fact, she and Mpumi had been in the same team, and they had really performed well. In my opinion, they performed the best yesterday. I think I mentioned that on my previous video, so I thought all was well and good until later in the evening. They were to continue with the next phase of the same task, right, which required different teams to cook, and then other teams were going to rate their cooking and all whatnot. And it now turned out that Jareed and Mpumi were in the same team, as well as other housemates, of course. And the moment Liema discovered that that was the situation, she was upset. Guys, this girl looked like she was going to just explode. Her face, oh my god, her face looked swollen with anger. Like, this girl was looking at these people like they were poop. And the worst part for me was when she was served and she was looking at the food like the food was shit. This girl, she had this look of disgust, disdain, like she was irritated. She's just looking at the food. And the instruction was for the different teams to feast on this food, and then they will rate everything, the presentation, the food, and everything about that presentation that this team that cooked had done, right? Guys, God, the mean girl in Liema came out. Liema scored these people 3, and that was a shocker for all the housemates, because we're like, okay, fine, we understand that we're all in a competition, but you are becoming extremely emotional now. Because other people who had eaten the food, they were quite impressed. They were giving very, very positive and constructive feedbacks. Liema did not give any feedback. In fact, the task was not over. Liema and Jareed, they are going to go and talk about their what's it called? Their broken home. And it was so annoying to watch, guys. I'm not going to even lie to you. It was so annoying to watch. They are gone outside to go and talk. And mind you, earlier, she had a conversation with Sinai, and she had told Sinai confidently that she was going to sort of, stop everything she had been doing with Jareed. It's not like she wants to break up with him, but she's not going to be sleeping in the same bed with him anymore. They're not going to be doing all their PDAs anymore because, everything is just getting to her. It's not like she's a jealous person, but things are getting to her. And I'm wondering, like, what exactly is getting to you, love? What exactly is getting to you? But then, lo and behold, when she was having the conversation with Jareed, guys, it was so funny how this guy was not really showing any form of remorse. Instead, he was being very logical, which I liked. He was explaining to her that, girl, listen, I like you, and it wasn't my choice to even get into this relationship with you, but I like what we have. So I don't want us to break up, but you call me flirtatious, you call me this, you call me that, but I have to play the game as well for our own benefit as well. Because she was complaining that the guy flirts with Mpumi, I think else as well. Else was sitting on his lap the other day. I'm like, oh wow, so all these things have been getting to her. And it's not like she does not have any right to complain, guys. Don't get me wrong. I mean, hey, they are in a confined space. So feelings will definitely be amplified. Things that people will normally ignore in the real world, you cannot overlook inside Big Brother's house because it's all up in your face. And there's no room for you to really run away if you wanted to run away even. But she had a lot to complain about. That the guy was always flirting. The guy was doing this, that. Currently, he and Mpumi, they have a signature greeting. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And it's pissing her off. So Jareed did not look remorseful at all. As a matter of fact, what I perceived from Jareed's countenance is a guy who believes he's got his game locked in. He's got his stable girlfriend in the person of Liema, and then just like Yemi Craig's of BB Titans, he wants to be playing around and gallivanting around, you know, flirting around with different girls, more like keeping his options open. So I understand how that makes her feel. But I was also expecting Liema to play her game. Except she wants to act like the Kosi of this season. But I don't even see that happening at all. Because Kosi was really smart about her game. As a matter of fact, I saw some comments here on my videos on YouTube that people were, you know, sharing that during BB Titans, Liema was actually body shaming Kosi a lot, talking against Kosi's game. I don't know how true that is. So it's making me wonder, like, okay, someone you are against, how do you want to come and play the person's game this season? You know, once again, completely reminds me of Adekule, who was always talking down on the Sheds and Bella's ship during the level up season. And then All-Star season, he came to come and ship and, you know, sadly became somebody's lap dog. You know, so guys, I've just been thinking and thinking and thinking. And I kind of feel sad for Liema because she made up with Jareed. Yeah, it was a very lengthy conversation even, but they made up because in the conversation, the guy kept on hinting at her that if you want out, if that's what you want, it's fine. Because for him, he's got options. He wants to do whatever he wants to do to play the game. And it was very obvious that she was kind of scared because she started with this guy. So she's looked around and she's seen that almost all the guys in the house, they are hooked up already. And she knows she doesn't really have options. So already she's got her eyes set on Mark Jr. and Papa Ghost. But guess what? Papa Ghost, on the other hand, does not like Liema. Because according to him, she's mean. That's what he said. He was telling, he and Loretta, they were having a conversation about it. Because Loretta was like, oh, she feels bad for Liema. You know, nobody would want to be in her position. And the guy was like, he's actually enjoying everything. That he's really a fan of Jareed. Because, hey, everybody's there to play a game. And the girl, on the other hand, is very mean. That on different occasions, he's caught her, you know, looking at him with disdain and disgust. And Lerato agreed with his story. That, oh, it's true that even she too, she's caught Liema several times, you know, looking at her with disdain. And I'm like, oh my God, these housemates are really seeing a lot that this girl is doing, because no matter how much she tries to smile and act like the sweetest and kindest girl in the house, there's so many other things that she's doing that these housemates are actually catching up to. Now, Papa Ghost and Lerato were not the only people that actually had an opinion about Liema and whatever's going on between herself and Jareed. There were also most of the other housemates who were quite irritated at how she handled the task and how she scored that particular team a number 3, a score of 3. And that was where they sat in different areas of the house and they were analyzing the whole situation.
That's the thing, I think you're playing the game and the game is playing you. It's hard in this house, guys, you never know.
And she's like, okay, this looks like difficult. Something about being difficult. What did she say? This looks difficult.
Chiwenza, who was part of that team, was also very offended. So he had immediately gone outside to confront Liema that why would you do that? You were kind of rude, you were disrespectful, and then the fact that you scored us a 3, what did we do to you? It's a task, you know? And then she was apologizing and saying, no, it's not that. The whole day my mood has been sour, blah, 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 blah. It's not about you guys. How I feel is not about you guys. She's just giving an excuse, and I'm like, girl, it doesn't matter. Get your acts right. Are you here for love or you are here for 2 million? Which one? Pick one and stay with that one, you know? But on the other hand, the things that the other housemates were saying made a lot of sense, because for them, if you have issues with your boyfriend, sort it out with him privately. Don't use it to come and affect the whole house. You're using it to affect our mood. You're using it to affect our task. You're slowing down our task. You are reducing the progress of work. You know, you're just affecting everything. So Pale, Mpumi, and Els had called Jareed, you know, to have a word with him. So they were asking him if he was okay, you know, because they had noticed that since things started getting somehow intense, you know, between him and Liema, I think even since Sunday, you know, since they started noticing that, oh, she's always frowning, you know, she doesn't want other people to talk to Jareed, he too has started shrinking. That when they got into the house, he was very friendly, you know, playful with everybody and very social. But now, he's always explaining himself to Liema. He's always apologizing. He's always, like, there's always a problem. And worst of all is no longer social in the house. You know, so we're asking him that, dude, don't you realize that you are here to play a game? Even though you feel like that's your best game, but you're sort of dissociating yourself with the rest of the house just to make sure that you're constantly explaining yourself to this girl. Like, nobody's saying you should break up with her, but you guys need to find your balance. And Jareed was like, I kind of feel bad for her, da, 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 da. This dude was actually enjoying all of these attention. Finally, after all their back and forth conversations, all the plenty talk, they kissed and made up. And then they spent the night together in the same bed as usual. If you all recall the reference I made to Erica and Kidwaya at the start of this video, guys, let me do a bit of an explanation about that. If you all remember the lockdown season, right? Though it was a different case entirely, right? Erica said she was mentally attracted to Lekon and emotionally, or is it sexually? I can't remember. But what otherwise attracted to Kidwaya, and they were smashing all the time in the house. But the crux of the matter is she had allowed her emotions to override her sense of reasoning to the point that it caused her disqualification from the game. Yeah. So it was something similar that Liema did yesterday. She allowed her emotions over the fact that she's trying to be possessive over this guy. You know, she allowed her emotions to get the best of her to the point that it affected the task of yesterday. And it sort of created a negative perception about her from the rest of the housemates. So I don't know if she's going to continue like this, if that is part of her game plan. I don't know if she's actually gone in for a disqualification, if she thinks that's going to make her overly relevant in South Africa. I don't know. But guys, what are your thoughts? Please share with me in the comment section below. And I'll give you a progress report about the disruptors and their secret mission on another video, all right? Thanks for watching and have an amazing day.